There can be times when we have people we work with, friends, family members, children, and there's something that it seems like we can see that another person cannot. And just when we take a look at our positioning, like if I'm facing someone and that person is facing me, I can see something that they can't see. And so, just with that concept alone, there's going to be things that we see that other people can't see. And I think that that's one of the beauties of interaction and why we were put here to help one another out. But sometimes it can be frustrating for maybe a professional that's trying to help someone in a particular area that they've gained a certain amount of understanding or they've overcome in a particular area. And so you can see in the sense that you've already experienced it. And that can happen with a number of different things. But I think when it's things that we see as being detrimental for the person or things that really have a significant impact or we believe they have a significant impact or we just want to see a person have gain the ability to have a little more enjoyment or happiness or whatever it might be that we want for the person, that those times specifically can be a little bit more challenging. And sometimes you might be tempted to want to just maybe say something directly. But I just wanted to encourage you in this thing that I found that when we get to a position that is undesirable, like it's undesirable, we didn't intentionally do anything to get there. Like we didn't 5 years ago or 10 years ago set a goal and say, in about 15 years, I want to lose my hair. I want to be really stressed out. I want to accelerate my aging. I want my back to hurt. I want to have painful joints. I want to have a little bit of excess body fat just right around this area, pressing in on my organs. No one intentionally sets that goal. And there's a number of different things that happen that might motivate us or move us or thought processes, things that we believe, usually lies that get us to perform an action that then gives us the outcome that we're in, that see as being undesirable. And so just with that fact alone, understand that it's not going to be helpful to say, hey, this is, like if someone's sitting in a pool of water, like they know they're sitting in a pool of water. It's not a matter of, hey, get out the water, if a person really doesn't see that it's possible to not be in the water. And that's what I've discovered when it comes to maybe helping someone with anything, but for me, with health, getting healthier, like the person understands that part. And oftentimes we can do the opposite of what we're trying to do by saying, hey, well, why don't you do this? Or why don't you just stop doing this? Or just stop eating so much? Or hey, just get up and go. Like there's obviously something, if we pause and really think about it, that's behind the actions that are producing the outcome. And so I just want to encourage you, if you really love or care about the person, which we should care about everyone, love everyone, because that's how God loves us. If we really want to help, and this might be a challenge for some parents, that it's better many times just don't say anything. And to do the one thing that you always can do that does have a significant impact is to pray. Like take all of the negative emotions, the frustrations, those things, and take them to him, and he'll give you something to do that's actually beneficial. And we'll see that there's more power in praying, there's more power in doing the part that we receive or instruction that we receive from God than trying to just take things, in our own hands. And then we get stressed out, and then your health starts to fail and your mental capacity, abilities aren't there as they should. And so no matter how tempting it might be, please understand, you all, that going to the person and in our own frustration and angst and just saying, stop it, don't do it anymore, none of those things are going to be beneficial. So let me just save you a little bit of energy. But if you take that same energy and you take it every time, because it's frustrating anyway, and you know that it doesn't work, many times you just push the person away more. If you take that thing, when it comes up, this is how you just take it and say, you know what, God, I don't know what to do with this, but I know you have an answer. And then pray and speak what you want the situation to be, what you want for that person, instead of saying, you need to start exercising, or you need to start doing this or that. So, you know what? I really liked when you did such and such. Or, you know what? Did you enjoy when you did this, that, and the other? And speak those things that you want to see instead. And really, I believe that that'll help you to actually see things that are actually taking place. And it releases you to come up with more and better ways of supporting that person, because it opens up your, for lack of a better term, senses. It opens you up to be able to hear the ideas that God has given to you, and you get to stay in a place of peace without hurting yourself. And just sit back and watch the show, because you can believe that God loves that person more than he loves you, and he knows him better than he knows you. And he also knows that sometimes we want the other person to change because we're afraid of the things that we can't change. I mean, how many times has there been criticism of another person, and what you're criticizing in that person is just a characteristic of yourself? And when you see it manifesting on the outside, then you're afraid that might reflect upon you. Or if you feel like you're less than, then you don't want people to come around you that you see or you think might be viewed as less than, because that's how you really feel. And sometimes that's what God will do. He'll just turn it back around and say, look, this is the broken place inside of you. So this is what you keep bringing out of other people. That might be it as well. But either way it goes, take it, give it to him, and something good is going to come out of it. Something good is going to come out of it, and you won't have to carry that on your own. All right. So no matter how tempting it is, hold back, wait to get that direction, keep your peace, and always give it to him first. All right, y'all. Talk to you later.